Today we are getting a bike and we're going to Meissen. Sorry if this clip's really shaky. We just saw like a huge bike accident. Two just went like clipped side by side and they both threw off. Guy came off, hit his head and started seizing in the middle of the road. We pulled over. Scott tried to help by moving the bike because it was in the middle of the road in front of all the traffic. Then we got screamed at to not move the stuff and this guy was just seizing in the middle of the road and we saw it as we came up. Oh, it's really shook us up. Sorry if this camera's really shaky. But yeah, it was a clear road, we saw it and they just both clipped and they just went flying off. Whew. Breathe. Alright, so we've just arrived at Meissen, brought our ticket, it's 150,000 each. We just had a 5-minute break off that bike and I'm going to be talking about driving here and the roads and stuff. Alright, because I've got a lot to say. We're pretty shook up by seeing that crash and driving here is just no. But we're off the bike, we're going to enjoy it. Let's see what Meissen's all about. So they still have bomb craters from the war all around this place. Oh yeah, it's getting heavier. Go away, rain. It is a couple of days after that day. When we got back, we went out, had a beer by the water and just talked about the day and what happened and what we saw and how we felt about it. So now I'm going to talk to you about it. That vlog was meant to be about my son and I'm sorry, but I felt it was more important to talk about what happened. So if you've been to Vietnam, you've seen the chaos of the traffic. Now, we've hired bikes in the Philippines and in Indonesia, and whilst they are still crazy mad traffic and drivers, there is a rhythm. There is a rhythm. If you beep your horn to let them know you're there and maybe overtaking, there is a trust that they're not just going to swerve out. They've heard your beep, they're going to let you past. There's a method to the madness in how they drive. Here, there's no rhyme nor reason in what happens on the roads. And that's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. To give you an idea, we must have been pulled out on, almost swerved into. We had an Arctic lorry come head on with us, literally giving us this much space to squeeze down the side of it. All day. It happened constantly. So with the crash, normally when we hire a bike, you drive for about 10 minutes and then you get out into the countryside on big, like longer roads, quieter. That didn't happen getting to Meissen. So we got out of Hoi An, you know, the busy town part, and as we were driving, it was an open space, and that's what kind of messed me up even more. It wasn't like the crazy you see in the town where everyone's doing like 10 kilometers per hour and like weaving next to each other. This is like people who are doing 40, 50, 60 kilometers per hour, and it's an open space. And basically, I didn't capture it on camera, and even if I did, I wouldn't show it, because I don't even know if that man is alive. Just two bikes in the distance. No obstruction between them. None. They obviously, neither of them were looking. One young lad, no helmet, on an electric bike, and a woman with a helmet on a scooter. And they literally just went straight into each other. And as it crashed, the man got flung like a rag doll. And it is repeating in my head. It's like, for the past 2 days, it's kind of been going over and over. Okay, my camera stopped recording, thanks. Yeah, it keeps going on in my mind over and over. And when we drove up and we stopped, obviously, and I ran over, the guy was seizing violently on the floor because he hit his head that hard. And everyone had already got him into the recovery position, was putting something under his head, and that's my immediate thought was to run over, make sure he's in the recovery position as I saw him seize. Because I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor, I wouldn't know what else to do, but I know if someone's seizing, you put them in the recovery position, you put something under their head, and there's nothing else you can do. Absolutely nothing. And when he stopped seizing, I have absolutely no clue if he was alive, because he came off that hard onto his head. And that shook us up so much. I'm getting quite upset talking about it in that detail. I'm sorry if this is upsetting to anyone. On our drive after that, especially with Scott driving, which was horrific for him because he's an amazing driver, and this is what I want to come on to next. I don't care if you are the greatest driver in the world, because it doesn't matter. It's nothing to do with you and how good you are as a driver. It's everyone else on the road. I shit you not, we had so many bikes, they don't look. When you come out of a road, what do? You look. They don't look, and they come at high speeds just out of alleyways and driveways straight in front of you. They don't care. It was horrible being on the back of that bike because they don't give a crap about anyone else on the road. Then when we got onto a motorway, a 2-lane motorway, one going each way, we had an Arctic lorry overtake another Arctic lorry, and they came onto our side of the road. An 18-wheeler trailer came onto our side and came directly at us at full speed down the motorway. We had to pull over the line to get down beside him. They don't care. They just go for it. The amount of trucks we had and buses, they tried to almost, I'm not kidding you, tried to ram us off the road. They would just plow behind us and just beep, and they'd just come. They wouldn't be slowing down if you were in the middle. It's kind of like, get out the way or I'm pushing you off. The crazy thing is that we wanted to hire a bike. We wanted to come back and do Vietnam on a bike. And I'm aware there's going to be a lot of quieter areas down the coast, but we were talking to a couple of guys who watch my videos. Hi. We had some beers with them the other night, and they're doing a bike tour, and we asked, how are you doing it? And they said they've seen dead bodies. It's just a thing, you know, because the driving is that crazy here. So in a sense, it was really good that we got a bike, even though it was horrible, because we now know we are in no way in hell coming back and doing a bike tour of Vietnam. No chance. And you can say whatever you like in the comments, okay? But after seeing that crash, I think once you see it, you can see aftermaths of crash. And I've seen aftermaths of crash. I don't know if you remember in a vlog when we were in Malaysia, we saw a guy who was dead in the road, just blood coming from his head because he came off his bike without a helmet. That messed me up. But when you see it actually right in front of you, yeah. I just wanted to share this. Scott is going to do a video, I think, on if you're gonna hire a bike, then some tips about hiring a bike, because there's so many turns, and we were in torrential rain, there was sand, there was grit, and we saw some Westerners overtook us on a sandy corner and just went straight round it. We're like, ah! You also see a lot of people here injured from bikes, like they've got no skin on their legs. Like, you see that a lot. So it's not a rare case. It's more of when you're gonna come off your bike than if. You know, that's how crazy it is here to drive. Please keep that in mind. Please do your own research. Thousands and thousands of people do bike tours of Vietnam, okay? And thousands and thousands live to tell the tale. I'm not saying that if you get on a bike, I know I said it's more of a when than if, but you know what I mean by that. I'm just saying the statistics are so not in your favor to drive here. Please do your research. Please look out for Scott's video on his channel. I know he's going to do it in the next day or so or whatever. Talking about driving a bike. Yeah, I just wanted to share this with you. We will hire bikes in other countries. We did hire a bike in Cat Ba, which is an island up north in Vietnam, but there was no one on the island. That was absolutely fine. There was no one on the roads, and that was great. There was no madness and mayhem. But here, no, never again. So I want to share that with you. On a happy note, let's try and leave it on some positivity. My son is really good. Unfortunately, after seeing that and it raining pretty torrentially when we were there, it kind of did ruin the atmosphere for me just a little bit. And Scott, we were just kind of walking around in a daze, but my son's really beautiful. Would definitely recommend. You don't need a bike to get there. Pay a little bit extra and get like a shuttle bus or something, arrange it with your hotel, and they'll get you to my son. It's only like an hour away, less than an hour away from Hoi An. And go there, nice half a day trip, wander around. Hopefully it won't rain for you, but we have got like a storm coming in over the coast from the Philippines, I think, coming over. That's what we've heard, so that's why it's raining constantly. But yeah, I'm not going to ramble anymore. I just wanted to share that experience. It's changed me. It's altered me. I'm never going to get that image of that guy come off that bike ever again. It's going to always be there and stay with me. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's something I need to hold on to, because it reaffirmed a lot of things in life. And I just pray to God, even though I do not believe in him, that that man is okay, that he made it through. Yeah. All right, I'm going to end this video, and I will see you in a day or two.